Hello, Jen.
Okay, hi. I waited that you jump on so that I can speak. Hi, Karine.
Hi.
Okay, so hi everybody. We are live after these technical problems. I'm very happy to be able to join you for this Into the Wilderness of the Authentic Path, which is the theme that Karine and I have been weaving with in the last years, and now we're just back on to speak about the back of the scenes of this authentic path and what you actually see online. And we just really want to make it raw. We want the humans to be accessible behind what you see, behind the offers, behind the lifestyle, behind the Instagram post, behind, all of it. And today we just really wanted to share about the creative process. There's a Baby in Creation, which is the new membership that's going to be launched in August, which is really to help people connect to their inner world, their body, their wisdom, but also their creative potential and help them accelerate on their path. So we are here to speak into the creative process, and I'll let Karine ask the questions and we will flow like this.
Yes, well, thank you. Thank you for those who are here with us live. Finally, after, like Jen said, we had some technical problems, but it's also fun to be able to connect again in this space of wilderness and authenticity. And yes, about baby wanting to be born, and it's really interesting, and you're gonna talk more about it. It's really a process of birthing a project. It has challenges and steps and milestones. So can you tell us a bit more about that? Where you are in that space of creating that new project.
Totally. I mean, the first thing that I want to say about creation is that it's not really about us. It comes from first, yes, a decision to carry life, that's for sure. But then the baby is a texture, an energetical texture before coming into form. And we are in this transition between formless to form right now. And it's always the same kind of steps. There's a vision, there's a calling, there's something that's knocking at your door, and you say yes as a mother. You say yes to carry life inside. And this is what happened with this baby. I had intended to launch this like 2 years ago, and it was still a calling. It was not just an idea, it was a calling. And it didn't work, and now it knocked back at my door. And the way I realized it was knocking back at my door again was because I was looking at the reflections from outside, people's comments on the practice, people's needs on the practice, people's being in awe on what it created in their body, and reflecting, okay, well, how can I learn more about this? How can I train more in this same modality? Where do you teach? So I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is a sign from life that I must start bringing this practice back again, which was only kind of reserved to high-level containers or like mentorships that I have. And I'm like, no, let's make it a bit more accessible, because a lot more people now are ready. They're ready to go inside and study the body from a different angle and withdraw the answers from within and live differently. And this was not necessarily the case, let's say, 10 years ago with a majority. Now I'm just starting to see that there's a lot more people who are desiring to have access to this and who are wanting to change their lives. So the process of creation, me being the listener of what life is requiring, I took this in and I said yes. And into this vulnerable process of getting out of the way, I'm like, okay, well, how can this be structured and presented in a way that is going to be accessible, that is going to be understandable, that is going to be both authentic for me, but also authentic for the people who are called to do this work, right? And this is a fine-tuning between, it's a fine-tuning between the carrier and also the people who are going to be part of it. And one thing that I wanted to share also, because we have spoken about this, is also the texture of each baby and its needs is very different. It's like a human being being born. And this baby has a particular request, like any other baby also, in the sense that it doesn't want to grow alone. It's like choosing, let's say, me as a mom per se. It's in the information field. I'm choosing it. I'm going to carry it. But it's also wanting to be born with the support of other people, with the collaboration of other people, with a network. And this was clear from the beginning, but it's a whole inner process also for me to embody this and to accept this. So like there are some inner structures that are being broken, thoughts, ways of doing things that are really being challenged inside myself lately. And I still don't have the full answer, but every day I'm listening, I'm fine-tuning, I'm oiling my body, my machine, to be able to capture the information better, because this baby is already communicating me its needs. The same thing as the spirit of a baby going into a mama's belly. You know, it's the same thing. It's whispering what do you need, what it needs, or what he, she, it, whatever it needs in advance, you know. And I'm in this process of entering more collaborations, because this baby is clear. It doesn't want to thrive alone. It wants networkers, collaborators, and it's clear that it will not lift up if it's only depending on me. It's impossible. And this is really, really, really breaking old matrices of, you know, mothering and mothering alone, especially in our nowadays societies, that we are alone in our motherhood journey. It's really this process of like, no, who are my allies? Who is part of my village? You know, who is part of my village, and who is also here to see this baby thrive, you know, and that's a huge healing. So within the matrix of this baby, there's also this healing current that wants to heal exactly this, not doing things alone anymore, allowing, you know, like everybody to participate and allow this baby to thrive. And yeah, so I'm just paying attention to this. This is part of the creative process. So yes, I spoke for a while. Yes, go ahead.
No, but it's always interesting, because I think that we have an idea about what the creative process is, and it can take so many forms. But what I like about how you see the creative process is that it's really embodied. It's the way you do things, but it's part of your whole business. You know, your business is not only embodiment. You're not just a yoga teacher. You're doing that in your business, in the creative process. So I feel that's really important for you to also create from that space of embodiment, really feel what wants to be born.
100%, Karine. Thanks for bringing this up. This is a very deep subject, and it's because it's not just about a practice. You know, it's not at all just about a practice. It's a whole new way of operating in all aspects of our lives. So within a body, there's a structure, the bones, and there's, you know, emotions, which is more flowy, and there's different sensations. And if we look at outside systems, you know, like my business per se, it has the same components. It has a bone, it has a skeleton, it has a structure, it also has a spirit, and it also has fluidity and flow in it. And this is why I call it organic business. You know, it's really not a linear way of doing business. It's a lot in the natural unfolding of what the spirit wants to bring in service, and where the mind is interfering with the spirit and releasing the mind to allow the structure to build and rebuild and rebirth constantly, upgrading to, I'm going to say, to the frequencies that are being asked to be embodied to, which is also the whole messaging around what I offer, which is soul embodiment, authentic and soul embodiment. So why I start with authenticity, because for me, authenticity, you know, before speaking about the soul, we speak about the body, we speak about what our needs are, what the truth inside of our bodies are, the desires, the, you know, the boundaries, the yes, the no's, the wisdom that's held, the messages that we hold. All of this is encrypted in the body. So it's first having an intimate relationship with the body, so that it has space and it's, you know, it's efficient in its way of circulating at the physical level. Therefore, the nervous system has also this capacity to integrate these soul frequencies or these higher potentials. Because one without the other, it's, you know, useless to even speak about it. It's really the bridge between the soul and the body.
Yeah.
And Yes, and thanks for bringing this, because it's, yes, this is just the way that I operate in the business or whatever aspect of life. It's a practice in motion. So when we practice in the body, we learn a lot about how a system functions, and then we just apply the same principles, in life.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And can you speak about a bit of the challenges that you can face working this way? Because it's kind of counterculture in a way, because we have also this idea of how business is supposed to function. And like, can you speak in those area?
Yeah, the first thing that comes is having a resilience in our nervous system to be in the unknown,
Mm,
to be in the unknown, because it's a very unknown process, and it creates a lot of discomfort inside the body. So, operating business from that perspective is, I mean, first doing your own practice. Second, being clear with your human needs, right? Not going out of integrity of your authenticity.
mm,
And then having an intimate relationship with the calling. And then from the calling, also listening to what people are actually saying, paying attention to what people are saying, and bridging it, with the whole. And then within business, we also speak about money, right? So
yeah,
it's, when we speak about business, it's because it's actually a service that people are going to go and opt into. And within this service, again, the money piece is there's so much, it's so charged, and so many people stop themselves from jumping into business and jumping into their service because they think that they're just not gonna succeed, and this is just a huge conditioning. It's absolutely not true. But it does require resilience in our nervous system. It does require discipline. It does require commitment, consistency. It does require all of this. But the main ingredient is to detach from what we know about money and enter a new paradigm of money and enter the frequency of this baby, which is the potential of the spirit of the business.
mm,
And having an intimate relationship from the body, weaving with that frequency, and then you become the currency. You are the currency. So people choose the structure because they're actually choosing the potential that it's going to make them live in their own lives. And that's what they're actually opting into. And this has a price. It has a price in the currency that we all know of, which is money, and God knows, maybe it's just going to change into different currencies. But let's speak about the money piece, that everybody can succeed with a choice of creating a business out of their services. It's a matter of value,
mm,
really being in intimate relationship with the value of what they hold inside and with the frequency that is calling them. And then people opt in. And it's not going to be in a way of pushing things on people. Like,
mm.
this is an old way, very masculine way of doing things. It's really about embodying your value. It's about embodying your value, your essence, your frequency, and getting out of the way of, God's creation with the human that you are, the authentic human that you are. And bridging vision with reality, and really being honest with where your body are and where your soul is leading you, and making the bridge. Because sometimes the soul is leading to 1,000,000, but the body is at 5,000, right? So it's a whole topic,
Yeah,
but it's being in integrity, being super, super honest on where the body is at, and oiling the body, keeping on working with the body to create space, resiliency, everything that we have been sharing, so that more currency can come inside the
yes,
body temple, and that the magnetism of the physical body can start changing. And this is when reality changes, and this is also when the money value you give to your services is going to change in a grounded place, and people will feel this. People
yeah.
will feel this from you, and they will trust. They will trust.
That's like, for me, that's real creation. The alignment between the vision, the body, and the energy that goes out. When you were talking, that's what really came. That's the process of creation. It's one. It has to be united. If not, it's just like your mind going flu flu flu, but then it's not grounded in anything. So it can also crumble. So yeah, I really, well,
100%.
yeah, and I'm sold, you know, on embodiment, of course. But
100%.
yeah, did you have anything else that you wanted to share about that?
The last piece is something that I often share. It's really bridging the vision with reality, which you just named right now. And the visions, the dreams are big, your potential is big, and it's step by step. It's a journey that you are on, that you're choosing. And that starts with facing your reality and facing face to face your inner world and creating this space and choosing it and choosing it and choosing it. Because if the dream is choosing you and the vision is choosing you, it's because it's for you. It's for you to upgrade. It's for you to grow. It's for you to really align with your soul potential and embody it and bring whatever your vision and dream is into manifestation, into here, into reality. Yes.
Yeah. Ah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure it's helpful for those people watching. And yes, embodiment does do that. So I really encourage people to dive into their own body to discover all that great potential. Yes.
Amazing. Thanks, Karine.
Thank you,
And thanks,
Jennifer.
everybody.
See you
All right.
soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Ciao.